take position.
If at all a proof was needed of collusion, well, Kingfisher has provided it. As he very rightly said, whether it's the bank, whether it's the ministry, whether it is the DGCA, or any government body that had the role to play, did not perform the functions.
Who's going to be punished? Who's going to be punished? Who's going to be punished?
Hold it. It's again the media and the public-spirited people will have to come forward and say, look, people who are guilty of, let's look at it.
Name one.
If banks are going to lose the quantum of money that they've loaned, employees are going to be on the street and not find an alternate job, somebody ought to take the responsibility.
Well, who's that somebody?
Yeah, the question is,
who's that somebody?
Oh, well, look.
Who sacked Bharat Bhushan?
Well, everybody knows
Who sacked Bharat Bhushan? I don't know.
Everyone knows it.
Enlighten me. Who sacked Bharat Bhushan?
Everyone knows
Who sacked Bharat Bhushan?
The Ministry of Civil Aviation.
And who was the Minister of Civil Aviation?
Now, the buck has to stop with the minister. Well, Mr. Ajit Singh was the minister.
Come on. And the same minister also says now that I'm sorry, but the airline can't fly.
Look, allow me to say only one thing.
No,
hold it. Minister has gone on record 3 weeks ago that for the first time when employees went on strike, a safety angle came in and therefore DGCA swung into action. The reality is, 8 months ago, when you were defaulting on government taxes, you were not depositing, you were not paying oil companies, you were not paying airport operators, you were not paying employees. Why was the Ministry of Civil Aviation silent?
He says that's not the job of the Ministry of Civil Aviation.
It is.
He says it's not. He says it's not. 1 minute. He says it's not.
The job of the Ministry of Civil Aviation, unfortunately, the DGCA has abdicated all powers. All it does is certify aircraft, airports, cabin crew, pilots, etc.
Abdication? What kind of abdication?
That's a safety aspect.
Why should I not believe that they are part of the rotten system? That the DGCA is part of that rotten system as well. The DGCA ought to speak up. And when one official did, he was sacked.
A few months ago, it was abundantly proved that the DGCA was the root of the rot. Because you had people whose sons and daughters had become pilots, who were running flying schools, blah, blah, blah. I mean, look, the rot is systemic, it is endemic, it goes all the way down. I mean, where are we going to stop this?
Let me tell you a very interesting story. When Kingfisher was issued the license, the first day the license was issued, the letter was given to us that Kingfisher Airlines is given the license, subject to Kingfisher not asking for parking slots in Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai, and for Bangalore approach airport, the HAL. What it was trying to say is, you can start the airline, but you cannot get parking in any of these cities. But we managed to get all the 89 aircraft parked in these 5 cities. So that means you can manage the system.
You were managing the system?
Yes.
You were a non-executive director?
No, I was...
No, 1 minute. You were saying you're oiling the system?
No, of course.
You were managing the system?
Yes.
How were you managing the system?
I mean, everybody is manageable in this.
No, how were you managing the system?
I'm not saying... No,
this is the most candid confession on television tonight, Parvez Damani. I'm not going to let you get away from this. How were you managing the system? I want to know. I don't know. I want to know how the system is managed.
It's not... It's how everything works in India. I mean,
how does it work?
No, I mean...
well, we don't know yet.
I don't know.
No. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, people, you can manage the system.
So you also broke the rules?
Yes.
You were non-executive director of Kingfisher Airlines, you broke the rules.
No, it's not breaking the rules. Then you
Why
go
is it not breaking the rules?
No. You go and tell the airport that, no, sir, we need one parking space.
And then how do you manage? I want to know the word manage. How do you manage the system, sir?
No, I mean, manage means what?
I want the employees there to know. How is the system managed?
No, the employees know if they have... I mean, tell me something.
They don't know how to manage the system.
No. I will tell you, if you go to the engineering head or whoever that
how do
guy
you manage
speaking,
the system? How do you manage the system?
No aircraft...
So how do you manage the system?
No aircraft can take off unless every aircraft...
So how do you manage the system?
I mean, which department...
How do you manage?
How do you manage? Means what? I can't go on clearly management. You go discuss, sort it out to manage.
How do you sort it out? I don't know. No, I really don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, why?
No, I really don't know. I think this is the problem. You see, the problem is this. You keep managing the system.
Right.
No, when you look back now, Parvez Damania,
comes to the point where you have 6,000 employees whose salaries are not being paid. You have travel agents whose refunds are not being paid. We've all paid to the airline.
Yeah.
You know, passengers have come back and taken refunds from us. That money is not coming back. Now, the problem is there is collusion, but it's not with Kingfisher alone, Arnab. Collusion is something that we're all living with every day at
I
every
don't want to
level
live with
of
the
our
collusion.
lives.
And today, someone somewhere will be saying that the problem is that the honest Indian professional out there, you know, that honest Indian professional, and Mr. Chandra who is sitting there is that honest Indian professional. And there is something terrible. Like they say, there's something rotten with the state of Denmark,
Right.
in which an honest Indian professional has to come on television and say, today I can't pay my families, I can't pay my children's school fees, I can't pay their bus fees, I worry about how I'm going to pay my rent, how much money I'm going to feed my children from, and I think Mr. Vijay Mallya must be made answerable for that, isn't it? I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. Damani, I don't agree with managing.
No, but I don't think even he will disagree on this.
No, but
he ought to come out in public and share and meet the employees. How can it be that the head of the Kingfisher family
That is what Mr.
stays
Chandra
away?
is saying, and I think tonight we want to hear from Mr. Chandra. Mr. Chandra, tell me tonight if Vijay Mallya is watching you, which I really hope that Vijay Mallya is watching this tonight. What would you tell him about what your families are going through? Mr. Chandra?
Sorry, you are asking me?
I'm asking
Subhash
you,
Chandra Mishra?
I'm asking you, sir, that if Vijay Mallya is watching this, what would you say to him tonight?
Hello,
Yes, go ahead, sir.
this is you are asking me, Subhash Chandra Mishra?
Yes, Subhash Chandra Mishra, I'm so sorry. Subhash Chandra Mishra, sorry, yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I was in doubt because you are asking many times Chandra.
No, I'm sorry, that's my mistake. Many
Whatever
apologies, yes.
Okay, sir, don't worry. Again, good evening, and to participate in your discussions again, further taking the initiative with the discussions. Whatever up to now you are telling that the people are not, employees are not getting the salary, and bus fees, school fees, they are on the road, they are just shifting their families to their parents or to father-in-law's house. Just my one question from my side. Who is responsible? Sir, who is responsible for this? Is it Dr. Mallya or is it Mr. Sanjay Agarwal, CEO of the airlines, or it is Mr. Hitesh Patel? For this last 7 months, where were they? And even one of our colleagues' wife has committed suicide.
That's it.
Still there is no discussion, no reply, no nothing. Why they are silent? Please ask to Mr. Sanjay Agarwal personally, I am telling.
You see, this is
And I tell you, not only would I hope Sanjay Agarwal is watching this tonight, but I hope Vijay Mallya comes on a program with you tonight. You can't be selective about this.
No, I think the one
senior
thing.
management
Okay,
ought
sir,
to come
if
and
it
put
is
the
so-
cards
if
in the
it is
open and
so,
say
I'm-
what's happening.
And the government needs to see what's happening.
Hello?
Yes,
somebody
one
will
sec.
come-
Yes, Mr. Mishra. I need to close this debate, but yes, I want to
Yeah.
hear more from you. Go ahead.
I'm asking to Dr. Mallya sir, our distinguished chairman and honorable chairman sir, let him reply that up to 7 months they have not paid the salary, and again with the 2 meetings, that is Wednesday and Monday, why again there is a hesitation and there is a offer 1 month salary now, 1 month salary on 7th and 1 month salary on Diwali. How we can trust the management or any other? I'm having a suggestion. If Dr. Mallya sir, if the chairman sir is coming on the front and we will have a negotiation, then only we can trust. Otherwise, we will not trust this disgruntled management.
I will take 2 more callers because so many of you have called.
Thank you.
Shyam Sundar is calling from Bangalore. Mr. Mishra, don't go away. Hear what our viewers have to say. Yes, Shyam Sundar from Bangalore. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, sir, I am listening.
Good evening,
I'm
sir.
listening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, basically, for observing and all, the notion of the corporates is losses, globalization, profits, personalization.
Absolutely. That's a good point.
Profits, globalization, and next number 2, people are also crazy, sir. At the same time, people are also crazy. It is politicians pampered him. S.M. Krishna travelled in his Kingfisher airline for his nomination papers file and all. Now, where is S.M. Krishna? Even people also, actually, this Malya is a calendar seller.
Okay, one more caller. Shyam Sundar, thank you. Last caller tonight. Last caller tonight. Yes, Rajesh from Kodaikanal.
Rajesh from Kodaikanal.
Yes, Rajesh, good evening. Come on.
Yes,
Tell me.
I have just three questions. One specifically for Kingfisher, one specifically for the banks, and one specifically for India as such. Kingfisher, the problem is Malya started this airline for vanity. He did not start this for making money or rewarding his shareholders. We have read in the past how he started this business to take on Naresh Goyal, how there were fist-cuff fights in Calcutta, how things have happened in private parties and all that. We have read that. Second, as regards the endemic problem of lending to airlines, why are we letting Sharad, our former NCP
Praful Patel,
Aviation Minister off the hook? Because he's the person who suggested that Air India and Indian Airlines should be merged, and today the combined entity is bleeding because of the merger.
I think Praful Patel should also come and answer now. Yes, it's high time. It's high time Praful Patel also stops dodging and believing that he's only heavy industries minister and never was minister. When so many people, Mr. Patel, want you to answer, come forth and please answer. Yes, last point tonight. Last point from you. Go ahead.
So for India, I think it's taking profit.
Lost the line with the last caller. But one point is very clear. Each viewer today, this Kingfisher story is not some trade secret between the DGCA, the Ministry of Civil Aviation, the Government of India and Mr. Malya. It's the worst kept secret, isn't it, Mr. Damani?
True, absolutely true. Completely exposed now.
It's the worst kept secret.
Could not have been allowed to go so far.
But they were allowed. They were allowed. They were allowed to go so far.
They should not have been allowed. That's what I'm saying. The reality is only because they were allowed to go ahead this much, the kind of misery that has been inflicted on the employees and others.
These employees today, I'm short of time, don't need lip service. These employees don't need crocodile tears. These employees need their salaries. Absolutely. They need justice, and the people of this country want an answer from whether only Mr. Malya will be made accountable, whether he will be made accountable at all or not, whether the DGCA, the ministry, the minister and the government will also be held accountable for what has happened so far in this Kingfisher mess. Wrapping up only for want of time. Ajay, I'll come back to you.
The last thing I'd like to say, Arnab, is that if Dr. Malya is ever planning to bring this airline back, or wants anybody to bring this airline back, the first thing that needs to be done is these employees need to be taken care of. Their salaries need to be paid. There were people who believed in this airline.
Agreed.
There were people who believed in Dr. Malya. I think he owes it to them.
Absolutely. That's the least he does.
But there are many people wanting to get their money.
That's the least he does.
Just one segment.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mishra. And chin up. I'm sure things will look up for you. And our best wishes with you and your families and all the other employees out there of Kingfisher Airlines. What a situation we are in. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for that straight talk.
So nice of you. So nice of you for this expression, sir. Thank you.
Great.
So thank you for coming and thank you for speaking your heart out. Thank you very much, Mr. Mishra. And thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much.